Hello, I'm Senator Jacky Rosen, and I'm honored to represent the great state of Nevada in the United States Senate. I want to take a moment to thank B'nai B'rith International for hosting their annual leadership gathering. I also want to thank B'nai B'rith representatives, President Chuck Kaufman, President-elect Seth Ricklin, CEO Dan Mariashin, and Director of Legislative Affairs Eric Fisfield. Thank you for your hard work, leadership, and advocacy on so many important issues around the world. Today's event honors the incredible work that B'nai B'rith has done fighting to protect basic human rights and advocating for things like affordable housing and education. With supporters in more than 40 countries, the work you do has had a tremendous impact on Jewish communities around the world. No issue threatens a Jewish community in Israel, the United States, and around the world more than the recent alarming rise of anti-Semitism and violent extremism. This is an issue near and dear to my heart, and I've been working to address anti-Semitism, both domestic and international, since entering Congress. It's why I launched the Senate Bipartisan Task Force for Combating Anti-Semitism with Republican Senator James Lankford of Oklahoma. It's also why Senator Lankford and I introduced a bipartisan resolution condemning the global surge of anti-Semitism this past May. The resolution calls on leaders to denounce anti-Semitism and take specific steps to address and prevent it, including fully funding Holocaust education and protecting Jewish institutions from violence. That resolution passed the Senate unanimously, sending a unified message that we will not stand idly by in the face of hatred and bigotry. We have a responsibility to our neighbors, our friends, our community, and our children to help prevent anti-Semitism, prevent it before it begins. That's why in 2019, I introduced the Never Again Education Act, a bipartisan bill that would help to fund Holocaust education, providing resources and training to teach our students the important lessons of the Holocaust. Last year, my bill became law. And just last month, Nevada broke ground on our Holocaust Memorial Plaza, a space intended not only to honor the lives lost, but to educate members of the community and ensure the atrocities of the Holocaust are never forgotten. I'm committed to educating as many people as possible on our history and how we can fight hatred and prejudice. We need to fight against the systemic prejudice that plagues the Jewish community and to create new education opportunities and partnerships that leave a long-lasting impact on this country. I recently traveled to Israel as part of a bipartisan congressional delegation. We heard from Israel's leadership about the need to prevent an Iranian nuclear weapons capability and ways to deepen the U.S.-Israel relationship. I discussed with Israel's leadership my legislation to create a U.S.-Israel cybersecurity grant program to help defend both nations from digital threats. I'm excited to share that my bill was included in this year's defense authorization package. Together, we can combat anti-Semitism at home and abroad and continue to build the U.S.-Israel relationship and find opportunities for collaboration. I appreciate the great work this organization is doing to bring people together and educate the community on these important issues. Thank you and enjoy today's event.